A bit of information, or what is it? It's not information. Hi, we're currently away at the Cirencester Park Caravan and Motorhome Club site, and we've been watching a couple of videos, and there's something I wanted to do anyway, which is talk about the CADAC that we use. Now we have the CADAC Safari Chef 2. We've had one of the bigger CADACs before when there was lots of us. There was me, the wife, and Kim, and 3 kids, and we needed the big CADAC. Didn't think it was a very good purchase at the time. It was one of the earlier models, and there was a single shaft where the gas went in, and it was a nightmare to clean, a nightmare to assemble, a nightmare to take apart. I see the new ones, they've got separate legs now, which is good. You've got 3 legs, not the single monopod one. But no, it's just me and Kim. So we have this one, the Safari Chef 2. So we've got a couple of hints and tips which we took from the Caravan and Motorhome show in the NEC, going back more than a few years now, probably 4 or 5 years now. So we've had this about 4 or 5 years. Sorry, floofy. And the guy there, he was great. He wasn't just a salesman. He didn't care whether we bought it or not. But we've got this as a package, under £1, £99, as it is. And we had a pizza stone as well. And I've cooked a pizza on the pizza stone, and that's good. It works. The pizza cooked. So this is what you get in the Safari Chef 2 package, and that's, of course, things have changed. As of 3 or 4 years ago, this is what we purchased and what we get. Come on, spin around. There we go. Right. So in here, you don't get the hose. That's what you don't get. You don't get the hose. But what you do get is this end adapter. And this is what screws to the bottom. Sorry, I should say that this is the low pressure version. So it works off the regulated side, no gas here, regulated side of the gas. Now our gas point is there, and that's a regulated supply of gas. So it's the low pressure side. This is an LP. You can get an HP one which takes the bottle straight, I believe, straight to the bottom of the CADAC. Somebody else might need to check that, but I believe there's the HP and the LP. This is the LP. So you get this connector which screws onto the bottom, which I'll show you later. You don't get the hose, and you don't get the connector here. This is the bit that connects. This is the bit that connects to your van. Okay, that's that bit. So you get a cooking pot, but it's also the lid, so you can cook in there. You can chuck whatever you want there and cook with it. That'll sit on top, or on top to cover. So just carefully place that. And this is the piece that sits on top of the burner, and in that you can have that in there if you want, but that normally sits on top. So that's your pan holder. This is your bit that holds all your barbecue attachments. This is one like your pot holder, if you like, so you could put a kettle on there, you could put a frying pan, whatever really. So this is all just for storage, nice and convenient. And oh, there we go, I've got a spare one. Anybody want one? I've got a spare. This is your basic burner, 3 little slots, which is where your pan holder would sit. Pan holder would sit like that. Okay. And this is an igniter, and there's your gas control, and you've got 3 little legs. Something about little legs, isn't there? Okay, so this here is where you screw this bit. That's a left hand thread, means you go lefty tighty, righty loosey, back to front. So to do it up, you turn it the other way. Got these little notches, tells you it's a left hand thread, and that screws onto there. So what else do we get in the bag? I'm going to have to just turn you off a minute and restart. So inside the lid of the bag, I keep the instructions. Who needs instructions? Nobody needs instructions. Try it first. If it don't work, get the instructions out. So this is the heat deflector. This soaks up the heat and spreads the heat around the outside. And this is your barbecue piece. So you can cook your sausages, your burgers on here and get your flame effect, if you like, so the fat can drip out these holes. Okay. And in the lid you get this one, which is just your flat plate. So I'm going to cook my steaks on later because we've got mushrooms and stuff. So that's what we're going to cook on later. Put that down there carefully. Now, like I say, we've had this 4 years. It's a bit dirty actually. Need to give it a clean. Dishwasher safe. Chuck it in your dishwasher when you get home. I obviously haven't done this one. I should do really. But treat it with a bit of respect. 3-4 years later on, your non-stick is still attached. First one we had, non-stick, was useless, but this is a good one. I don't know if it's any different, whether I'm treating it differently or what, but treat it nicely and it'll be fine. So that's what you get in the bag, and it does all fit. It does all eventually go back in. Now, if you want to cook on it, you can have a table. If you don't have a table, you got the floor. Now, if you're very small, that's great. You can cook on it on the floor, or you might not want to cook on the floor. So you use a little table like this. So I'll have to take my coffee machine off, my induction hob off, stick that somewhere. Or if you want to use your table for your food and odds and sods, so you don't want to be buggering about on the floor, on your knees, bending over, you could do what we do. I say we do. I've seen this somewhere and I still can't find, for love nor money, where I saw it before. So I don't 100% take claim for this lot. But all I'm going to say is drain pipe. Now for £5 you can turn, it's not going to make it bigger, but for £5 you can turn a tabletop barbecue into something that is at waist height. You can mount it on the floor. Less than £5 this is at the minute, currently at Screwfix. You can buy some rain guttering. You can hear that rain, I apologise. Rain gutter. The downpipes for less than £5, and I'll show you. Bear with me. So, for less than £5, I bought this. This was 5 metres long originally. You chop it into 3 pieces. And you don't have to do what I've done, but you can cut the ends off at an angle. Can't remember what the angle means in a minute, you'll see. This will stand upright and have a bit more support. And hopefully this will work, because if it doesn't, well, I'll be cooking on the floor or on my little table. I'll be emptying my little table. So let me just assemble this and I'll get back to you. Okay, I've assembled it. I haven't attached this yet. But there she is. Something that's waist height I can cook on. And this is £99, not £250, £300. but it is just the two of us, although we have cooked for more than two. I'll clip this all up, and that's it. One little hack that can take your little tabletop stove or the ground mounted stove into something at waist height for less than a £5. So I'll come back inside the oven just because it's a little bit chilly, a little bit breezy. Just going to move my table along a bit, I think, before I do anything. Not that I need to. So there's the gas pipe going out to me gas point. So some of the tips, I can't remember how many tips he told me when we bought this. Here, what you want to do before you fry anything, before you cook anything with this bit here, all your fat, right? All your fat is going to drip out here through the holes, fall straight into the bottom. So you want to make sure this is level somehow. Helpful with these legs because you get a bit more adjustment, where I can just stick that there, or I can move it back down and put this one up a bit so I can get this nice and level. In here, make a well of water up these little dimples here. Don't go any further because it will just go in these holes. And what that means is all the fat will dip through these holes straight into the water. What that means is it will solidify with the cold water, warm water as it heats up because you got the flame, and it will just sit on the water and float around. So you can then just rinse it out, quick wipe out, and it's good to go again pretty much. This, however, you need a bit more cleaning. Tip number one. I don't think there's going to be too many tips actually. The next tip, we was told, gas is precious, gas is your money. Okay, so when you start your CADAC off, for about a minute, leave this one on full with the lid on, with your cooking plate of choice, whether that's your barbecue bit, whether that's this platen, whether it's your pizza stone. If you're a proper pizza cooker, then you'll have a little thermometer and get the temperature of the stone right anyway. But once you've had it on full power for about a minute or so, minute and a half, 2 minutes at most, turn this down to low. Turn this one right down to low, and there'll be enough heat in your top bit where your heat deflector's absorbed all that heat, and that will just keep topping up the heat, so you won't waste any more gas. I think that's it really, tips. But my leg hack I think is great. So now, if I didn't have the coffee machine and that on there, yes I could put that on the table, but now I've got a whole table that I could put plates, utensils, food that I'm cooking on that while it's waiting to go on there. So that's it for me, from us, for this one. Yeah, if you've got the bigger CADAC, you can still use the same thing with water in the motor around the outside, stop the fat from sticking. Heat it up with the lid on, turn the heat down, save your gas. But otherwise, for me, Kim, the dogs, and we've also had my daughter and her now husband away with us. This is plenty big enough for two, okay for four, but any more than four you'd want the bigger one. So if you're not sure, and there's only a couple of you, this one is a great thing for cooking on outside. Like I say, you can cook anything you like. We've not roasted on it. I think it's probably going to be more expensive to do that than if maybe you bought a cob or something like that. So you just got a few charcoals or the brick in the bottom. Again, not used one of those, so I can't possibly be 100% sure, but I think that would be cheaper to cook your roast on. Yes, you could probably cook your roast in this one. Again, I don't know, we've not done it. Let us know what you think. But yeah, this is a CADAC Safari Chef 2 for us. So it was a big thumbs up for this one. Probably a big thumbs up for the larger model, but this one for us. But if you like it, click like. If you've not subscribed and you think, well, not too sure, press the subscribe button anyway. Costs you nothing. But please, yeah, comment. Let us know what you've done to raise the little thing off the floor, if you have at all, or if you think that's not a bad idea. I'll do that myself for a £5 or less. A wood saw, by the way, just a normal plain old wood saw would cut this in half, or in 3, sorry, for a 5 metre length, and it works out a perfect length. Yeah, let us know what you think. Please comment, please like, dislike, whatever, and hopefully we'll make a few more. But from us now, we'll see you later. Cheerio.